We are back. Okay, and now I'm going to do my movie, which was News of the World. That's 2020. Director Paul Greengrass. Wow. This actually goes together. Greengrass. Yeah, okay. The writers, based on a novel by Paulette Giles. Screenplay by Luke Davis and Paul Greengrass. Okay, the cast... Tom Hanks and Helena Zengel. That's the cast. Yeah, it's like those two. It's those two through the whole movie. This is an interesting movie, superbly acted and directed. Nothing flashy here, but that's what makes it such a great storytelling masterpiece, I think, in my opinion. It is 5 years after the Civil War, and Captain Jefferson Kyle Kidd, that's Tom Hanks, who fought in the Confederate Army, travels from town to town, eking out a living, reading the local newspaper to the townspeople. I think it's for a dime each.
Dima?
It was
Dima?
a dime.
Dima.
Many people could not read or write and relied on people like Kidd to tell them what is going on in the world. As he is traveling to a next town, he comes across a murder scene. A black driver has been hung from a tree, and a young blonde girl is watching him from the woods. She can speak no English. She speaks Kiowa.
Kiowa?
Kiowa? Well,
whatever.
Kiowa.
Well, you would know being a Kiowan. Right. The language of a Native American tribe in the area. Hence, the mystery and the story begin. Everyone in this movie is a pro. Quietly unfolding a story of great loss and violence. However, the story does not indulge in sentimentality, which is very important to me, because I don't like when I just like starting off in tears. Two people, one on the end and the other at the beginning, inadvertently finding each other, but who is helping who? You know, and that's kind of where
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah.
That was very
Very well done.
Yes.
I really know. Well, it's plagiarized slightly.
Okay. Plagiarized slang.
Here and there.
Yeah, a whole new thing, you know.
So, yes, I just thought this movie was a masterpiece in its quiet storytelling. And it just does that. It's nothing flashy here, although the cinematography is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
And like I said, everything's quiet and understated like a Jaguar, you know, or a Rolls Royce. It's
Right.
just kind of...
Quiet and understated, did you just say?
Yeah,
Or
they're,
Rolls-Royce?
they're not a Lamborghini or, you know what I mean?
Face.
It's not flashy.
It's kind of not flashy.
No.
It's just classy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought that, you know, when I watch this kind of movies, I always think like, wow, how hard life is back then. You know, like and every as Kid and Johanna, as they're traveling and they have different encounters, I go, wow, this is just, you know, how do these people live, you know, survive back in this time period, especially in the West. And I think one thing that I like about this movie too, it shows about about cultural things. Like there's one where he's trying to teach her English, you know, so like she'll point to things and he'll tell her what they are after traveling and she'll say the same thing in you know, maybe Kiowan or whatever the hell language is.
Yeah.
But one thing that I liked was when she's trying to explain to him like everything, and she finds whatever the word it is, and she goes, "It's a circle. It's the world. It's united. We're together. It's one world, one circle." And it's going interesting for us. It's just a straight line.
Yeah.
Because
straight ahead.
So it's a different mentality. That to me represents just a different mentality for us. That for the settlers, it's just a straight line getting ahead. It's all about me, and for the natives, it's all about us. You know? So yeah, I always love this kind of movies.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Ooh, no. Tension coming.
No. I did like it. I did like it. I mean, you cannot go wrong with a Tom Hanks movie.
Absolutely.
He's just that fucking good.
Yeah, he surprises me all the time because I wouldn't say I'm a big Tom Hanks fan, but as he's gotten older, his subtlety is just amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor. You really, you just can't go wrong there.
Yes.
As far as cinematography, they're in Texas and they're on, a road. He's trying to bring her to her nearest relatives. And if you've ever been to Texas,
I have.
anybody,
I have.
it looks the same now as it does in this movie.
really
back then,
does. Yes.
when they're like, "Oh, that's
We love Texas. We love Texas.
A sawdusty thing. Oh, that's a cactus plant. Oh, it's the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
You're on the
It's
same
true.
road, okay? It's when you're driving through Texas. I've had to do it a number of times. Anyway, yeah, looks the same.
Flashback.
Flashback. It was like, oh my god, I know that plant.
Yeah, right.
Shuts off the 10 by. So I like the movie. I'm just not sure how much I liked it because I didn't have a connection with the girl
Right.
until the very end when she's on stage and smiles and she's happy. Like I really like that, like the conversation that they're not having about,
right.
that's a plant, this is the
Yeah,
sky,
right.
that's the earth, we go circle, you go straight. I mean, that was a really good conversation, but I didn't really connect with her that much until the very end. So, I mean, I still like the movie, and you're right, it is those subtleties, it's the dangers that, and he's reading the news from Boston. I mean, he's getting papers from all over. And in Boston, this happened. And in Philadelphia, that happened.
Well, he's also a little bit of a showman.
A showman,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that comes out on stage, which is nice. He makes the people laugh. They get their dima's worth. So yeah, I mean, I do like it. I just don't know how much
Right.
yet. So
It's hard to
I'll wait.
Well, it's
until we
great,
go
but
around.
it was good. But right, it's not like I wouldn't put it in Dances with Wolves category.
Yeah.
That's the kind of movie. Or The Last Mohicans. But
Yeah.
anyway, I found it interesting too that that she's German.
Yeah,
I thought it was
she's
amazing how much
German.
she looked like a Native American. Because she had the high cheekbones too.
You mean if you took away the blonde
If
hair?
you take away the blonde hair, she looks Native American too.
Well,
Because of that little-
people that's when people say their dog, like you look like your dog. It's expressionism. It is what
That
it
is
is
so
because
true.
you're like,
It's you know what? It's
baby," and
interesting
your dog
how
looks back at
You
you,
know,
and
it's
that's
interesting.
years of
it's
conditioning.
like you're absorbing the culture and you're absorbing the
I
look
mean, obviously
somehow.
she's an actress, but
But still, yeah, that's
but
interesting
she,
that because you do absorb the.
she did it well.
culture.
She did a good job.
Patty?
I liked this movie a lot. I thought the pacing was amazing because to do a slow pacing is incredibly hard without it getting boring. And they didn't have too much dialogue. The empty spaces were perfect. And that takes so much talent to be able to not to fill it with things. That's what I concentrated on. It was the tempo. It was very slow.
Okay.
But it kind of went with how they were traveling. You know what I mean? It's slow when you're traveling, and they kept that pace throughout the whole movie. I wouldn't say I'd watch it again, but I could. So I think that's a good thing. For me, that's a good thing. It was interesting. It was interesting because it was so paced so well. That's what I concentrated on.
Okay. Are we ready to?
Whack it?
Are you? Yeah. Are you? Okay. So George.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of, Tom Hanks lately has been doing movies like Captain Phillips.
Right.
And there's the one where he was the pirate one where he gets hijacked with pirates. There's the one where he's flying the plane. So it's almost like being cast as this kind of role, but they're still good movies.
What's the score, George?
It's yeah, kind of Tombstone. I'll give it a 9. It's okay.
I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it an 8.
I'll give it a 10. Okay. We average out to 9. Okay. So that ends the episode of What the Flicks. You can hear this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. Look for What the Flicks. You can see this podcast and all our podcasts on YouTube. Look for What the Flicks. And if you want to contact us, you can email us at whattheflickspodcast@gmail.com. Remember, hit that like button.
Like.
And follow us. Subscribe
to us.
Subscribe to us.
And what was the third thing?
There's a third thing.
Yes,
Follow,
there is.
subscribe, comment.
Write a review
Comment
on
on us.
iTunes. Yeah, and comment to us. And
I don't like the guy's hair. Whatever.
Yeah.
And why would it be your hair?
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So until next time,
Bye.
adios.
Adios.
Bye.